So I've been doing photography for about 11 years, but I've only really been taking it serious the last 3. Really putting a lot of effort into it, coming up with different concepts and kind of learning my craft. So a lot of times when I'm getting ready to do a shoot, I'll scope out a couple spots, locations that I think might work well, hopefully with the right time of day, depending on, the other person, when they're free, when they'll be able to have their car available. I try to tailor the location to the type of car I'm shooting in a lot of cases. If it's newer, I may pick something a little more modern. If it's older, something more rustic, industrial type. It's really what I like most is industrial type settings. Train stations, railroads, things of that nature. Graffiti, of course, anytime I get an opportunity where something works out, I'd really like to shoot in those kind of places. Locally, when it came to people I saw doing photography, there's 2 people that really stood out to me. One was Corey Ringel, who is double barrel photography, and another gentleman named Travis Ruiz, which is fisheye photography. I had been watching what they had been doing for a long time. Matter of fact, I probably started taking pictures 11 years ago when I started seeing some of Fisheye's media he's had out there. But that's really inspired me to want to chase that, and luckily I've been fortunate enough that both of them have been a big help and have taught me a lot of things to help me kind of carve out my own path in the photography world here in New Mexico. So I've been very fortunate to have a couple of photos that have really stood out. One of them was actually last summer, where I got a picture that most people wouldn't look at and see as something that's inspiring or something that's in a joyful moment or time or whatnot, but basically there's a couple cruising in their car, and this guy has this massive 3-wheel he does every time he's cruising around. Basically, almost every picture I got of his car ever, he's never had all 4 wheels on the ground. And so they're doing this, and as he does, his ball joint breaks, spring comes flying out, and I happen to catch it. And what I think is such a special moment about that picture, outside of I got to capture that moment in time forever, is the look on their face. They had the biggest smiles, everybody was having a good time, there's a line of cars behind them. And it was just part of what they do, part of what they love. And it didn't bother them for a second. Nobody was upset. And I captured that moment. There's another moment I captured where it was a gentleman I know, Antonio. He's in the Mexico Car Club. And he's cruising with his family down 4th Street. And he's got his black 57. And all the lights that are actually strung across 4th Street are just showing up on the hood of the car, and you can see the picture of him and his kids, and so you'll see him driving towards me, and it just, to me, really captures the culture of lowriding, the automotive culture, period. In reality, all of us want our families to be a part of what we're doing, the cars we're building, go out and cruise on the weekends, or go to dinner or lunch. It's just part of it. It's a part of your family. It's part of everything, and I was luckily in both those cases to capture those moments, and they'll live on forever. And that's one thing I love about photography, is I feel that I capture these moments that live on forever. No matter how minuscule or important that moment may be, it will always be there. If you see something that captures your eye, you feel compelled to take that, follow that feeling. Follow that drive, follow that inspiration that moment gave you. Honestly, that's where I got started. It was one picture I took of my children years ago. It just, something about that picture told me that this is what I should be doing. And thankfully I've followed it, and it's taking me to some cool places so far, and I have a feeling it's going to take me to even more as I get older and learn my craft and get better at what I do. Never say no to criticism, never say no to advice on what you're doing, because you're never going to know it all. It don't matter how long you've been doing it, how good you think you are, or how good you've gotten. There's always something you're going to learn from somebody. Take all that knowledge and always be willing to give that knowledge back. When you inspire somebody else, they're going to come to you asking you questions, or come and tell you how you inspired them. Help them out, encourage what they're doing. Because honestly, if I wasn't encouraged in the beginning, I wouldn't have continued. And there's probably plenty of other people that weren't encouraged and they stopped what they're doing because they didn't feel they had what it took. But the reality is, as long as you have the drive, you have what it takes, and just go forward with it. So a good place to look up some of the photos I've taken. I do have a website, which is www.CardoMaddPhotography.com. I'm also on the Instagram, CardoMadd Photography as well, Facebook, all the social media sites. You know, photography has really had a positive impact on me in the fact that I've always had something in me that wanted to do some kind of art, something that people can remember, something that people can enjoy. I feel like it's a way of expressing myself, getting my vision out there, and be able to impact people with it, and have people come up and tell me how I inspired them with this picture, or how they like that picture, or how this picture was iconic to them and why. You know, I like that part of it. I like putting stuff out there that people can enjoy and that will be out there forever. So one of the things I've been working on for a little while now is a clothing line based off photos I've taken in the past. I've gotten real fortunate to be working with a designer by the name of Chris Maza, who's helped me design some shirts based off some of the pictures I've taken over the last couple years. It's something that's going to be coming from me here in the near future. Along with that, working a lot more with models, higher caliber cars than I've shot in the past, things of that nature. It's only from here up, it won't button. It's like stuffing a sausage. See, it's kind of learning my craft. Learning my craft. Make that better. I mean, mixed in, of course. Magazine as a published photographer, if that ever happens, leave that out. No, I'm just kidding. Higher quality cars. I'll be shit. I don't know. Other than really the clothing and more pictures is all I got. My name is Richard Maddox. I'm from El Paso, Texas, and photography is my art.
That's it. That's a wrap.
I can't wait till you make it look good.